Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Sims Medieval, here in Mossstone Kingdom, where we are with our blacksmith. So Blacksmith Kirspin is trying out a brand new setup that he just added into his forge. A really cool spit, isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh, so we actually spent the first little bit of the day with Blacksmith Kirspin going ahead and unpacking some of the new orders he's been working on. In other words, decorating the place, and I really like it. We got rid of the other fireplace that we had downstairs to make room for a whole bunch of really cool crates. We have got crates, we have got all of the swords he's working on, the armor that he's working on, we have a whole bunch of like his little armor hooks over here covered with his aprons and gloves. So there's some horseshoes in the corner I need to organize still. And speaking of horseshoes, there's some horse armor over here. We've got some maces. There's a mace. I didn't notice the mace before. There's a gauntlet, there's shields. I just really love being able to decorate each of their houses a little bit better as time goes on. And we put in some more light. Hopefully Tagwin will like it. I have a feeling she's going to insist on at least a couple plants and maybe a spot where she feels like she could do some of her herbalism as a hedge witch pretty soon. But she does like to kind of hide that from people. But just having a few sneaky things here and there would probably make her pretty happy. But for now, Kirsten's feeling fantastic. There's new stuff. There's a job well done. He finished one of the books. Not every book ends with happily ever after, but hey, I'm just glad I can read. And now he knows how to craft a Sword of the Chinchilla to tackle the Chinchilla quest that we are currently quite concerned with. So we're going to continue making an item. I don't know what item we're making. I think it's the Chinchilla bit. And the music you hear is a music box that's actually playing upstairs. Ah, yes, and we're gonna carry on with the chinchilla trap. So let's see what this is going to be like. And when we're done with the chinchilla trap to catch the chinchillas, I actually want to go ahead and I want to make the chinchilla sword as well. Just in case that turns out to be useful. There might be a sudden run on chinchilla swords that everybody wants to buy. The current sword that we have is a Tooth of Jacob. So I guess I already knew how to make the Tooth of Jacob, so I can sell that? Yeah, I already knew how to do that, so we'll sell that. And then reread Manual of Blacksmithing. So yeah, we already know that. We don't know the Watcher's Blade, and we don't know the Dread Pike just yet. But maybe the Sword of the Chinchilla will be enough to fight against ye evil chinchillas. Alright. Oh, hey, Renarin! Or, excuse me, yeah, this is little Smith Renarin. He's coming on in to see how things are going. Kirsten, I'm glad you're doing well. Aww. There you go, Renarin. Alright. And hopefully we'll have a new sibling for Renarin coming up pretty soon, too. Fingers crossed. The kid was gone long enough, and our wife showed up long enough that we were able to cross our fingers and maybe work on that. Renarin, are you just gonna chill on your bed? Is that what you're doing, buddy? He's just gonna daydream. Doing little daydreamy stuff that kids do. And also, we're looking so intense down here, preparing. I love how intense the blacksmithing always looks. Preparing this trap for the chinchillas. We might have to tell our son what we're up to at some point. But for now, we're feeling really happy, so... There we go. The metal is still heated enough. After a lot of hard work, Blacksmith Kirspin successfully forged a normal quality chinchilla trap. It has been placed in his inventory. The trap has been constructed. Now it's time to head to the forest and see how this little contraption in action. Alright, we'll test that out in a little bit. But I actually want to come over to the forge and we're going to try crafting that sword. And it's been a long time since I have crafted swords. Let's see, Sword of the Chinchilla. Mana stones, phosphorus, we've got everything we need. It doesn't seem to be particularly strong. Great sword is very heavy. Untempered longsword. It looks like the Bardich is the best sword that we can make so far. So we might try crafting one of those too. But let's craft the Sword of the Chinchilla while we're in this amazing great mood. And maybe that'll help us out. So with the blacksmith, you have to get everything hot enough. And then once it's hot enough, you need to go ahead and come hammer the metal. I always forget you have to play these two items together, the forge and the anvil. So it's hot, and now you go ahead and you bring the metal over to hammer it, and that makes progress go up. And then quality drops with one mistake. So I think it'd be legendary. Quick, 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 heat the metal, heat the metal. So if we get this right, we could make a legendary Sword of the Chinchilla. Yes, I absolutely want to do that. And you have to play between those two things. So you want to make the metal hot, but not too hot. And then you want to come over and you want to hammer it. And you get the progress on the sword. It is very tricky. But if it gets too cool, it's a mistake. Alright, let's go ahead. Getting there. Heat it, heat it, heat it. Come on, Kirsten. Yeah, we gotta keep the coal going so it stays nice and hot. Alright, too hot, too hot. Let's come back over. I want a legendary Sword of the Chinchilla! I would be so proud! But I always forget that's how you have to do it. You have to play between these two items. No wonder I haven't been doing anything other than normal quality for a while. Alright. Careful, careful. And let's keep an eye. Maybe we'll be able to craft even better things once our blacksmith skill gets up a little higher. Alright, not so bad. Let's heat that up again. Whoop, 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 whoop. Going super fast. It's like suddenly you're playing on the fastest Mario Kart route and you really need to make sure you have the skills to drift. Oh, 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 we're so close. 91. Can we make it? 96. 97. 98. Oh, come on, 99. 100! Did we just craft a legendary sword? Are we really crafting our first legendary ever sword of the Chinchilla? Because that would be so cool. After a lot of hard work, Blacksmith Kirsten successfully forged a legendary quality Sword of the Chinchilla! Holy cow! Attack is 7, weight is 5, quality is legendary. A sword with weak magical properties. No one is really sure what it has to do with chinchillas. Scholars hypothesize that, like the chinchilla, it is light in weight, yet much more dangerous than meets the eye. Holy cow, that is exciting. Oh! That's epic! Is that because it's mildly magical, or just because it's like a legendary sword? You guys! Okay, that's way fun. Alright, it is midnight. Kirsten has worked hard. I think we'll go ahead and let him sleep now. I really love that he's in such a great mood. I wish that we would be able to keep him in that great mood so that we could continue to craft more legendary things. That was so cool! I've never done a legendary sword before. Good, and the family finally came home at like 2 in the morning. And I like the idea that maybe his wife is like, you know, oh, they're snuggling. They don't even do that anymore in Sims 4. Heck. Oh, my heart. Those kinds of little things just make you feel so much more at home with a family. You know what I mean? But alright, I love that we have the legendary Sword of the Chinchilla. I kind of want to try crafting like another piece of gear before we go, just to see if I can get another legendary piece. Because it looks like you can sell them. We could sell this legendary sword for 900. Holy cow. We could end up with a really, 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 really rich blacksmith. And I love the idea that maybe his wife got home and Tegwin was kind of like, that's excellent, but we do need to add in these exotic plants, like with all the decorations. She might insist on having, here, we'll put them kind of in the corner for now. But I have a feeling she'd insist on having some of these exotic plants if we're gonna have some extra money. And then maybe we'll put down like another one of her protective circle rugs. I think that she's kind of liking the idea that maybe her husband is coming up with ways. There's little dice. Like, actually, if he's going to be able... Ooh, there's barbarian bracelets we could put down. This is so cool. Yeah, I could actually see her being like, if he's actually able to bring in this much money and craft these legendary items, then perhaps we need to do a little bit more decorating. I also think that she would want to have Maybe not too nice, because you don't want to attract too many people's attention. But I do think that she would insist on having a nice bookshelf and maybe better candles. Let's see. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford that. Let's see. That's kind of cool. What's this? Oh, that's so cute. I don't know if it's too fancy for their house, though. Here, we'll put down these, because these are cute. All right, now we spent, like, almost all of their money, but I think that Tegwin's going to be a lot happier. And then I guess that means we can, like, open the bookshelf and actually put the books... The books can go away! Our son will have somewhere to read some of his books, and his mother will have somewhere to put, quietly and discreetly, some of the magic tomes on ancient curses that have been in the family for generations. Well, if you count generations that also include, mostly generations of other people, because I feel like the cursed witches, they might have a little bit of a tendency in Tegwin's family tree of occasionally kinda, you know, stealing the life force out of others so that they can extend their own lives. It'd be like if Tegwin was descended from the stories of all of those evil witches, basically. We just can't help it. All right. And let's go ahead while everyone sleeps. Kirsten's gonna come on down. And maybe he can make... We'll have some barley bread. Just some nice homespun barley bread. Yes, homespun. Because that sounded cute. That we'll put down. Oh, hey, and it's our brother-in-law, so we can give him the Lord Leaf. Sweet. Good timing there, Zane. Good timing. And also, I want to give Zane maybe some of the metal fragments. Those metal fragments are really rare, and they're needed for some of the things that Zane needs to do too. But I'm going to wait and see. Alright. Kirsten can forge himself up an absolutely fantastic sword, and he can also get some delicious barley bread. Meanwhile, Hilary the peasant has arrived to read O Fortuna, and Magnus Zane is reading Faith-Based, How to Smother Yourself with a New Patarian Faith. Interesting. Alright, let's go ahead, enjoy breakfast. Awesome. And I just want to try forging like 1 or 2 more epic things before we go, because he's in such a great mood, and it's early in the morning. So what else could I forge? Knight's Plate, Defense 5. Steel Plate Mail, Defense 5. Plate Mail, Defense 5. That would be kind of cool. The Sword of the Chinchilla is really amazing. Let's forge a Knight's Plate just to say that, like, it's an order for, you know, the Knights. Or maybe the Watcher's Hammer so we can have a better hammer. Let's try that out. Let's try forging a legendary Watcher's Hammer. And maybe we can say that, like, Tegwin managed to get it, and it used to belong to maybe somebody more holy order oriented that you would expect to have a Watcher's Hammer, but, you know, it fell into her family's grasp, and so now we can use it instead. Because I'm pretty sure a Watcher's Hammer, when we read the description, it'll be, like, for people who follow the ways of the Watcher. I don't think an evil witch family tree would do that, but I do think they would probably manage to take out many traveling parties of unwary adventurers and keep all of their loot. Just saying. Alright. So we need to wait for the heat to go up. There we go. And then hammer the metal. I really want to have a legendary hammer. So I'm going to do my best. Tegwin is evil after all. Oh! Congratulations! Kirsten has reached blacksmith level 7. And that means new armor unlocked at the forge! And metalworking requires much less time and has a much higher chance of success. Yay! That's good to know. So does that mean that's probably with new metalworking bits? It doesn't have anything to do with the one we're currently... Whoa! Okay, heat metal. Let's do that. Alright, come on. And we're gonna heat this, and then pop back over here. Let's hammer it. Okay, back over here with heating. We're probably gonna want to add more coal soon. Hopefully we can finish the hammer. Oh, please, no mistakes, no mistakes. Did I make a mistake? Oh, it's excellent, because we made a mistake! Oh, man. Because I wasn't watching the coal. Ah, see, you really have to watch yourself with that. I mean, it's nice. Now we have an excellent watcher hammer. These hammers are the standard used by smiths of Yakovich to forge the superior armaments of Jacob's sword. And it is actually level 7 versus our current one is just power 4. So we'll sell the old one. We'll keep the new one. Let's go ahead, restock with coal. And I want to see what new things he can forge just really quickly because he can make new armor. Lord's plate! Holy cow! Made from the highest quality materials and due to its high price and fancy look, it is favored by both the well-to-do noble who wants to impress, both on the battlefield and on parade. Azurite, ferrous, mithril, and phosphorus. Let's try making some of that just really quickly. And I love how everyone just came here to read now. I call dibs, you call jibs. Faith-based, again. That's Tegwin's secret library, you know. It's a little awkward. People probably shouldn't be at the blacksmith's place, like, reading. So we'll figure out what to do about that in a second. But I think maybe he likes that it's quiet. Alright, let's see if we can make this very fancy. What the heck? I think a witch was yelling in my ear for some reason. Alright. So legendary, now quality drops in 3 mistakes. Sweet, so we can actually go a lot faster. All right, heat. I think we made a mistake already. We'll have to watch out. It's legendary quality at Lord's plate. Cool, look at our new hammer. It has the Eye of the Watcher on the side. That is surreal. This is so cool. See, I knew we'd have fun playing with a new hero. They each have a lot more to what you can do with them than you might think. And each of the careers is a lot more intricate than I would first assume. We did it! After a lot of hard work, Blacksmith Kirspin successfully forged a legendary quality Lord's plate. Dun dun dun! Apparently that counts as gear, but I don't think he can equip it. And it is worth 1,125. We're gonna go ahead and sell that, and we'll make another one that we will put out for everybody to, like, Prince Elias would definitely buy it. We'll put another one out for him to enjoy later. But for now, let's go ahead, now that we've made some legendary gear, and I wanted to sell it even though it was our first legendary gear. Oh, what's this? Craft and deliver a basic staff. Craft and deliver a crude longsword. Okay, we'll work on those later. They don't have to be super fancy ones, thankfully. But we're gonna go ahead and finish the day, at least, now that we had some fun at the forge and upgraded his home, by coming on over and going into the forest to capture the Chinchilla. Our success odds are only medium. I'm a little worried about that. What does that mean? Alright, good luck, Kirspin. You're headed into the forest, into the unknown. Alright. So next, what's going to happen with him? And while we wait for him... Tegwin? Any babies? You're playing King Ball. Does she look more round? Look, it's not supposed to be an intrusive question, Tegwin. I'm just concerned about the family tree. I want, you know, the medieval era... Oh, hey, you know, I've never really played or watched King Ball be played. This is kind of cool. This is way back in the era, like when Harry Potter first came out, and coming up with like custom sports with your fantasy world was a given. I kind of miss that. You don't see it too often. There we go. It was a bit of a struggle, but I've managed to catch one of the buggers. Now to forge a few hammers and give this little guy a few whacks to see if I can find metal that can penetrate his gnarly hide. What? Are you kidding me? Collect some mithril, and collecting some mithril and crafting a hammer with it will give me a good idea of what impact mithril may have against these evolved chinchillas. And an adamite hammer may be just what we need to take on these new chinchillas with. Oh my word. Alright, it sounds like we're going to be making some very fancy hammers. And bopping some chinchillas on the head next time we come back with our wonderful blacksmith. Did not expect that. Also, that creepy guard is just standing in front of his rock again. I am not going to ask questions. But alright guys, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I am so excited to see Blacksmith Kirspin again, and I wish him a wonderful journey. It's going to be a lot of fun to adventure with him and figure out just what's going on around here. And I'm really hoping we'll have some new members of his family soon. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But most importantly, I hope you guys had a good time and you are staying curious. And if you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But until next time, my friends, stay curious, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.